Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna go get a beer. Hold on.
All right.
Okay, hello, everybody. We are officially live. I said we already have some comments here from people. Um, let's see. Ah, fuck, I have way too many windows open. So Miguel's over here saying bint. Thanks, Miguel.
Wow. Damn.
We have Santiago. Not surprised Crawford got the win, but didn't expect it to be the first 4 rounds. I may give Khan an edge if they ever made that fight. I think that's the only fight that would make sense now. Between I don't want to see Crawford or, I mean, I don't want to see Amir Khan or Kell Brook fight again unless it's gonna be with each other. Kind of like a Bam Bam and Ortiz type of thing. But kind of similar to that. Let's see. We have Crawford versus Spence as the fight. I don't think it won't. They're both calling out Pacquiao, which kind of irks me. It irks me that both of these guys are calling out Manny Pacquiao when he's like 40 something. Right? He's like he's gonna be 41, right?
He's gonna be old. I mean, he's gonna be older. But man, Manny Pacquiao, I don't even think he's thinking about fighting right now. I mean, I've checked his page. He's like doing senator duties out in Philippines.
Hold on, because my earphones ain't working. So let me get this shit out.
I think they're going through a crisis right now, or I think something happened, right? Like hurricane.
I didn't know that. Pac-Man versus Crawford. Pac-Man will get hurt with. I think Pac-Man is probably gonna get hurt with both.
Yeah, there's a typhoon in the Philippines right now.
Oh damn! I did not know that. He's gonna be busy with that. Mikey versus that's the thing though. Leo just said that apparently there's a natural disaster, so that might definitely derail things. Crawford has an aggressive technical style. For me, he is by far the best welterweight. I don't think he can go as much in weight. Well, he's obviously very impressive. I'm always impressed when he fights and seeing him make the adjustments. I think that's what makes it even more impressive. Hello, everybody. Okay, so let's dive in. We'll read everybody's comments in a bit, but let's just get into last night's fight. So I predicted at first I said late rounds, and then when we're on the little Discord, I'm like, okay, I think it's gonna be within 6. When we were talking about how drained he was, because I don't know about you guys, but he looked like shit in every picture. And Pugmire actually posted a picture like, oh, he just got here with a picture of him looking like, and I'm like, you know what the fuck you were doing posting this? Like, I can't believe he posted that. Like, I'm not mad at it. Obviously, it's funny, but he knew damn well what he was doing, posting that picture of Kell Brook looking like a fucking mummy. He's like, oh, Kell Brook in the house or something like that. I'm like, why'd you post that picture of him looking like that? Like, his eyes were all like fucked up. It's just crazy to me. So when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be before 6 rounds. It's gonna be within 6 for sure. So I am surprised, as I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are, that it was that fast, because I think this was exactly what he needed to make it kind of like a measuring stick to be like, look, I took care of this guy. I got rid of this guy before Spence did. Now, a lot of people will argue that, you know, he was already damaged goods, right? That he's been through Triple G, through Spence, and it's not the same Kell Brook that Spence beat. What do you think, Leo?
Yeah, I don't think it is, because I mean, look, he hasn't been at that weight for like since 2017, and even then, in his last couple of fights, they haven't been like super over the top wins. They haven't been top performances. Like
Top opponents.
Like Mark DeLuca, like he stopped him, right, but it wasn't like super impressive.
It was nothing we didn't expect, for sure. So I think that's the big and it continues, right? It continues this thing that they try to do a measuring stick with him and Spence, and it's like, well, they have that opponent in common now, and people will see this and see how great, you know, Crawford looked, and it's just more of a thing like, whoa, he got rid of him faster, but it's also a different Kell Brook. Now let's talk about the fact that, who would you guys favor now? Did this fight make you, Leo? And I'm gonna highlight the comments right now. Did it make? Are you okay, bro? Did it make any of you guys think like, oh wow, now I'm for sure picking Crawford over Spence?
No, but I mean, I think it was a good win. I
So
think it
you
was.
still pick Spence over Crawford?
Wait, can you repeat that?
Do you pick Spence over Crawford?
Yeah, I still pick Spence over Crawford.
Chris says Bob Arum talking big. Yeah, but we'll talk about that in a bit because he was talking big post fight. But then in another interview for The Athletic, he said some shady shit about Crawford. So we'll get into that a little bit later. I feel justified now. I've always been I always saying Khan would edge it out Brook by decision. I think that would be such a great fight now with each other, just like Bam Bam and Ortiz. Like those the hate is real. Like these fights need to happen. Put them all in one pay per view. It shit. Hello, Fox Report TV. ¿Cómo están?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Bro, it was
it was just. Yeah,
lacking, very lacking,
it was like a DAZN card.
very, very, very subpar.
Yeah, Kel had nothing left. His punch resistance was completely gone. First meaningful punch landed was a game over, but good performance from Bud. I just want. Yeah, we all want that. I would sell
Right?
my fucking soul for that. I always pick Bud. Okay, all right. So hello, Sean. Everybody needs to go follow Just Boxing on Instagram and Facebook for his podcasts are awesome. Okay, Nika says Bud all the way. See, Nika, I saw your tweet with his knockouts with Nika and Bud. See, and that's the thing. Like a lot of people will see this and they will still have Crawford over Spence. And I think once we see Spence's performance against Danny Garcia the next month, maybe that will change. But I think the top thing that I think the reason why sometimes I want to pick Bud over Spence is definitely how I see him adapt. Yes, we can all say that it's not the best opponents that he's facing, right? But he does adapt pretty well. We saw this against Mean Machine, who was, roughing him up for a couple rounds, and he still adapted and executed a plan to get them out of there. Happened with Mean Machine, and it happened with Kell Brook. And again, maybe you're like, those guys, who cares? Who are these guys, right? But he does adapt fast. And he goes southpaw, and it's like a whole different fucking ball game. Now with Spence, he's had more hard fought fights, right? With everybody, like with Kell Brook, he had a really back and forth fight. With Porter, he had a back and forth fight. Just those two, basically. But those were the top dudes, right? So now, do we give Bud Crawford the benefit of the doubt because he adapts well and he can definitely probably adapt well to Spence? Or do we dismiss that and we say, no, well, it's the opposition. Obviously, Spence is going to have a harder time and is going to have more back and forth fights because he's facing upper opposition. What do you think, Leo?
That is a good question though. Like he always adapts. It always seems like he can figure out all of his opponents. I mean, Brook, right? I think Brook did pretty good those 2 rounds, but right after that,
I had him winning the first 2 rounds.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I did too. I think most people would. I think that even the judges, 2 out of 3, had Brook winning the first 2 rounds as well. But like, it depends really, because Spence is like a whole other animal compared to Kaviaski, compared to Brook. And
I cannot say his name. I don't know how you know that name.
I remember that from the telecast. I think. I apologize if I said it wrong.
Nika says, I feel like certain fighters pull the best out of you. Like you said, will adapt to Spence and fight accordingly. Yeah. Yes. And we saw that with Canelo. I think Canelo did great against Triple G because Triple G is that great, right? I feel he lost the first fight, but he still did so well because those fighters bring the best out of you. And of course, everybody subscribe to Knockouts with Nika. She is the real deal. She doesn't hold back. Follow her if you enjoy honest fucking opinions in boxing and just analysis without sugarcoating shit. Please follow her on Knockouts with Nika. Alex says, I think Crawford can do so much more around, and if need, he can fight Spence off and bring it back to box. See, that's the thing. Sometimes I think something that me and Leo were talking about on Discord chat was that sometimes I feel like Crawford maybe got a little too complacent and kind of just settled with the idea of people knowing that he's that great, and that people will still be like, oh well, he will beat Spence, he will beat all the guys at PBC. They're already saying that without him fighting them. So I feel like sometimes he gets comfortable knowing that people will still think he's a favorite one over them without having to fight them at all. But I don't know. What do you think, Leo?
I mean, I see that a lot. because people think like it's like oh yeah, they're PBC fighters. They're not gonna be able to fight. That's the way people see it. That there's such a barrier between them already that you can crown one side and then you crown the other without like actually seeing them fight together.
Now
And then
let's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, like the thing about Crawford is Crawford really does look like he's satisfied right now.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing was he mentioned something along the lines of, I'm never going to get my respect until I retire, right? He mentioned this. I'm not sure in what interview. I watched so many interviews and I read so much shit this past week that I don't really remember who to credit right now, but I'll put it on the link when I edit this video. He said something along the lines of, nobody gives me my credit right now, and they probably won't give me my credit until I retire. To me, I found a problem with that because this guy still probably number one pound for pound for a lot of people, maybe top 3, right? Maybe top 5, definitely top 5, arguably top 3, arguably top 1 in the world. He's still getting a lot of praise for shit he did in another division and shit he did in like 2017 and before that. What else does he want? Like, he's still getting a lot of praise for like his unification and undisputed shit at 140, which I'm not saying he shouldn't. He definitely should. But what I think he's getting enough. Should he get more credit as a welterweight? That's the question. Because he hasn't fought top opposition. As much as we can say he dominated all his opponents, he hasn't fought enough opposition, in my opinion, to be praised for it. We can praise his skill and his skill level, but I don't think we can praise him as a amazing welterweight because I have not yet to see him win against a top welterweight. What do you think? Am I being too harsh?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I think that statement really disregards the amount of people that praise him right now for like even before the Brook fight and then after the Brook fight. There's a lot of people saying he's like pound for pound number 1.
Yeah.
And then just complain about the fact that he can't fight PBC welterweights.
Yeah, now let's see. Right here, Alex says, I want him to fight the PBC 147 pounders, but I get those vibes from Spence, Thurman, and Garcia. Like, they ain't on the real, he ain't on their level, and they want to keep it that way, if you know what I mean. See, I think that can definitely be how it comes off. But I think if anybody fights him too, it would be Porter. Don't you think, Leo? I think Porter he would sign up to fight anybody. Same with Ugas. I think Ugas is one of those guys that would be like, I don't give a fuck what side on the street you on. I'm going to fight you. And he's that guy, you know? So Ugas and Sean Porter, I feel like if any fight at PBC would be made, it would be with them, PBC guys, not Spence, not Danny Garcia, not Keith Thurman. What do you think, Leo?
I mean, yeah, I agree. I feel because Ugas just seems down to fight. He just seems down to fight. Like, that's what I really like. And on top of that, I think besides those being like more makeable fights than like a Thurman or a Garcia, I think to me it's just more interesting. I haven't seen Ugas fight like anybody that's been at that top level in the weight class yet.
I mean, Porter, but he won that in my opinion. But you know, a lot of politics on there. What's up, D? Okay, so also I saw an interview with Tim Bradley for Fight Hype, in which he mentioned that he doesn't think that the fight with Errol Spence and Crawford happens anytime soon, because let's say, because we know that Crawford is his last, he has one more fight with Top Rank, if I'm not mistaken, right? Something like that. So let's say he brought up a pretty good point and a pretty good scenario, Bradley did. And we all know Bradley's kind of crazy, but he brings up some pretty good points sometimes. So he said something along the lines of, let's say that Terence Crawford does leave Top Rank and he goes to PBC. He doesn't think even then that fight would come to fruition. Would come to fruition because he says, look at what Manny Pacquiao did. Manny Pacquiao went to PBC not to be the guy who fights all the other young bucks. He went to try to get the rematch with Mayweather, right? Supposedly that's why he went to PBC, to chase that rematch with Floyd. So now he's just the guy that everybody else is fighting, the 147 guy. So he mentioned that if Crawford were to go over to PBC and he's still the top, they would make him fight probably somebody else, all the other guys, just like Manny Pacquiao's doing, and then fight, Spence after he's fought everybody else. So I mean that actually does make sense to me in a bit, in a kind of in a weird way, because I feel like they're not gonna just throw him at Spence, regardless of what Bob Arum said. Did you guys watch the Bob Arum shit? What he said after? Tim Bradley stings.
Man, I didn't really watch that.
No, after, like, Bob Arum post fight, he said like, "Oh, you can put Danny Garcia and Errol Spence the same night, and Bud will beat them both the same night." You didn't see that?
I mean, I saw the interview. I wasn't gonna like listen to it. I was already done with boxing at that time.
Yeah,
I was
like,
frustrated with the night.
the thing that surprised me about that is that he Bob Arum went on this huge rant about how they can make that fight happen, and he's willing to make a huge pay-per-view, and that it's Spence and all the PBC guys who are scared of Crawford because he's the best welterweight. But then right after, when he was done talking, Crawford's like, "But I want Manny Pacquiao." So like he went on this whole rant talking about, yeah, Spence is scared of Crawford. Crawford will fight him whenever, wherever. And Crawford literally right after said, "But I want Manny Pacquiao." So that's another thing where I think it bothers me, and I'm pretty sure it bothers a lot of people, that you got both champions at 147 talking about they want to fight Manny Pacquiao instead of each other. And I think that's kind of stressing, like a stressing situation for the fans. Because why are you guys calling out a 42-year-old man? He's going to turn 42 by next year. Why are you guys calling out a 42-year-old man when you guys can just fight each other? You guys are both in your prime. You guys are both champions right now. What the fuck is, especially once Crawford leaves PBC or is, Top Rank. And I'm not saying he's going to leave it, but I'm going to show you guys something because I found this like super funny. So after all that talk that Bob Arum did, he actually, he had an interview with the Athletic, and he said the question is, do we want to keep him? When they brought up like, hey, it's one more fight that he has to do, and then he's a free agent, and he's like, do we want to keep him? I could build a house in Beverly Hills on the money I've lost on him in the last 3 fights, which to me that's shady as fuck.
Right?
Isn't that shady?
That's
so shady. And that's what he said. He said something like, "Oh, he's not easy to promote," and all this other shit he said in the article. That, that basically saying like, well, he can come or leave. We don't give a fuck. That's basically what Bob Arum is saying. And we know Bob Arum is like, has no censor, right? But this to me was crazy, especially after he had just given that whole speech on how Crawford's the best welterweight and he could beat Spence and he can beat all the guys at PBC. Why do you say all those things? And then what do you believe he is the number one power pounder? Do you believe he's the best top welterweight? And you're not going to want to hang on to that. I don't. So this to me is messy as fuck. And it's crazy because I wonder if he already saw it, if Crawford already saw it, what his thoughts would be on this. Let's see. Box Report TV says Tim Bradley last night. Kell Brook is the best in the his division. You fucking Bradley's is the funniest shit. It's bogus. What do you think about the country? Oh yeah, we'll go into that right now. We'll get into that right now. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. The people in the comments. What you guys think Crawford should do after seeing this? What do you think he should do, Leo? Do you think? Because I don't know if you guys saw the post-fight conference with Teofimo after he beat Lomachenko. I think we talked about this, Leo, how he was mad at Top Rank too for saying shit like that they gave him his purse for the next 4 fights or something like that if he lost to Lomachenko. So they basically gave him a quote on how much he would make after losing to Lomachenko. They didn't even think he would beat him. To me, that's shady. So I know Teofimo was very angry in his post fight. Not angry, but sassy and petty. Like he was feeling a certain type of way. So I wonder how Crawford is going to react if he sees this, because that's shady. This reminds me of, like, look at the difference. Fucking Freddie Roach used to say, "Oh, I'm gonna bet my whole 3 houses on Cotto beating Canelo," and that was the type of energy you need in your corner. But then you got Bob Arum saying shit like this, that Crawford cost him a house. And I'm not saying it isn't true, but it's your job to promote a guy. You can't be mad about a guy not getting numbers or whatever. It's your job to promote them. That's on you, boy.
Yeah, like I think just today, I think it might have been Michael Benson's tweets. Like, but even then, he always gets his sources from somewhere else. But I saw a quote from like Bob Arum, like basically complaining that Crawford doesn't like to he's claiming that Crawford doesn't like to promote his fights and that he needs to talk more.
That's not his job.
You're his promoter, like, right? Like, what is your title, Bob Arum? Like,
yes, exactly. So Austin GT, hello, how are you? He said Bud and Spence both want to fight Pacquiao because he has the belt. They both want to have a leverage over the other guy. Want to be the A side. The more belts you have, that is a very good point, Austin. Very good fucking point. Not only does Pacquiao have a belt, but also having Pacquiao under your resume is bomb as fuck. Even if he is 41 years old, like we saw what the fuck he did with Thurman. And again, let's say they are more competitive with Pacquiao and even hurt him. Look at how that would look. If he did that, it's like, oh, well, he dropped Thurman, like the longest reigning champion at welterweight. But I was able to take care of him or look more competitive or whatever. So that also serves as a huge measuring stick. So that's a really good fucking point, Austin. Really good fucking point. So any last thoughts you want to drop on the Crawford stuff? I know we're going to move back to it, but I do want to move on to the bullshit that was Maloney and Franco. Anybody in the comments, Leo, anybody that want to say anything about the top rank main event?
Well, what you were just saying right now, I think Crawford beating Pacquiao right now is more meaningful than beating Brook faster than Errol Spence.
Yeah, I think he made that happen. I think that was his main objective, to look better than Errol Spence, and I think he did that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice jab.
Yeah, I know. Okay, actually, I think I got a video of that. Okay, again, you guys, I don't know what the fuck is up with YouTube, but it censors some comments. I'm looking right now at the comments on the page. Alex said Ugas is high risk because he'll fuck around and beat you. But I would love to see Crawford versus Ugas reporter. Okay. See, I don't know why that got flagged by YouTube.
I think.
And then Alex, again, I think he should do whatever he feels best. Aaron full of shit. Lomachenko basically mute. Yeah, so I don't know why YouTube does that. But let's look at a video that I want to show you guys. It doesn't have the fucking actual sound from the TV, from the live telecast. So hopefully it doesn't get me like demonetized, or like it gets my like last weekend's video got deleted because they were like, oh, you're stealing content. I'm like, bitch, it was like a 10-second clip. Fair use, motherfuckers. Anyway, let's look at this.
Man, Brook stepped into that too. He was throwing his own.
He got right into it. Look at Crawford. Look at his fucking face. His face was like, damn, I got this bitch.
Yeah, and then Brook didn't throw a single punch. That's it. That was done. He was done there.
That's where they stopped it.
Definitely.
And those fucking like punches, they were like popping his head back like a fucking bobblehead.
No, yeah.
I love how Tony Weeks like moved out of the way. Like it was so funny. I don't think it shows it there. There's another angle where you can see. I mean, you can kind of see it there, but he dead ass swerves out the whole fucking way. He swerves out the way. Right? Thank you, Austin. Shout out to you.
Hello.
Junior says Terrence Crawford. He says Crawford should fight Jesse Vargas and Virgil Ortiz. They're the only two good fighters. I mean, that makes sense to give Virgil Ortiz a shot, and then with Jesse Vargas, shit. I think Jesse should go to 154 though. That's just me though.
I mean, Jesse Vargas just lost to Mikey Garcia. I don't know if Crawford would want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think what Junior is pointing out is that as
I know.
see, Crawford is just fighting anybody who's not with PBC to kind of avoid that whole fucking bullshit with the PBC shit, right?
Yeah.
I think this is what his point is, to be like, well, those are the two guys that you can give him, or Boots that are at 147 who are not with PBC. But again, I think the more he does that, the more people will discredit him, right? But of course, we're gonna move on. But of course, you can keep dropping your comments on the fights. We'll go back to them regardless. But let's talk about this. Because, oh my god, that made me so angry. I was so angry, bro. That like this is like the what people say. Oh, here's the headbutt, but that's the other eye. Like I did see some like movement within the heads, kind of coming towards each other, but it was more of a like, how do you say it in English? Like se rozaron las caras. Like it wasn't like they were like fucking bumping heads into each other.
It was like a scrape.
Yeah, like they just kind of like zoop on each other's head. It wasn't like an actual freaking, like it wasn't, I don't know. It made me, I want you guys to drop all your thoughts in the comments, please. Like, I want you guys to go off in the comments and tell me what you think on this. Do you agree? I think what pissed me off the most about this is that the people who love RGBA, which again, I'm not complaining. RGBA is a great gym. Garcia is one of the top, most renowned trainers, right? Like he's the shit. He's built champions. There's no question there. But anybody who was like very pro RGBA were like, whatever, we still got the belt. Like, bro, what? You can't be like cool with this.
Right.
And then people say shit like, oh, well, it was a headbutt, or they show this image right here, or they showed that. But that was the other eye. That's not the same eye. Now, the guy, in my opinion, the punch, that came from two punches. Not once did I see a headbutt. Not once did I see him complain about a headbutt. Or the ref do anything about a headbutt. Now, I saw this meme which made me laugh. Because it's like, there's a headbutt, and it's like his face on his fist. So that made me laugh. But I just could not fucking believe it. Like, I can't believe they did this. Chris says, I was so pissed.
Yeah.
Maroni got They took so long. Yes. Oh my god. I think that's the part that like fucked me up most. That they took so long. It was like 30 minutes for them to just be like, what? Oh well, like it's still when they said, oh, no contest or whatever. I'm like, you guys gotta be shitting me. Like that came from a punch dead on. Like that was a punch. That was two punches actually. Got him right in the fucking eye. Right in the eye. So I'm just like, what are you guys talking about? Like, that makes no sense. It irked me. Like, I cannot believe that people, how many motherfuckers went into the screen and looked at it for 30 minutes, like motherfucker after motherfucker coming onto the screen and looking at it. And that still happened. Now, Bob Arum also went crazy on the guys. I heard that he almost fought somebody. And he throwing the piña. They took 30 minutes to reveal. Okay. Yes, they kept rewinding the first round. I'm like, nothing's happening. Garcia just sitting with this guy, but I think it was from a thumb. I mean, that would make sense too, like their area right here, the glove, because his eye was open. I saw that when like he punched him right here, his eye was open, and like he even did this on the right after. But regardless, I think this, I mean, we can't really say because it wasn't the whole fight, but I think Maloney was bringing it to Franco. Like, holy shit. Like he was jabbing the fuck out of Franco. Like it was crazy how much he was just jabbing him and getting away with that jab. And it was that jab that, gave him that eye. So it's really crazy for me to think that if they took that long just to be like, well, headbutt. And I felt bad too because at the end, I'm not sure if you saw that post fight interview. The Garcia team, or I don't know if it was the Garcia team or Joshua Franco's team, they were talking shit to Maloney right as he was doing the interview. And what's his name? Bernardo Osuna told him what's happening. And he's like, well, Franco's team is talking shit to me. Like they're talking shit to him. Like, this is not the time for you guys to talk shit. Because even if it was a headbutt, he was winning the fight.
Yeah.
So, like, why are you guys talking shit? Alex says, I heard some fools say WC gonna hook Maloney up with the replay. Oh my god. You guys just never failed to crack me the fuck up.
That was pretty funny.
I need to screenshot that because motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. This is where I'm like right here.
You motherfuckers are crazy. Maloney can't. Yeah. See, I agree, Daniel. It's crazy how different. I mean, it was a very competitive fight, the first one. But this one, I was going to say Daniel. Maloney was just, again, he found a way with the jab and he just got comfortable as fuck. And yes, it wasn't that many rounds. And, Franco could have came back and did the same thing he did on the first fight, right? Caught him with a good one and there down he goes. But he didn't do that. Like he was losing. And those are the type of things that really puts a sour taste in people's mouths, like longtime fans. That makes us be like, oh my God, like can we ever catch a fucking break in boxing? Can we ever just see a normal card with no fucking like bullshit? Can we? Probably not. But also, I think it's more Jonathan Liga from the Ring Walk podcast, which you guys go to the Ring Walk podcast on all streaming services and follow Ring Walk John on Twitter. He made a really good point. He also said that's really bad for the casual fans. Now let's remember that this fight was on ESPN. This fight was on regular ESPN. So imagine someone tunes in. It's like, hey, this guy's on like, this fight is some guy that's supposedly the number one power pound. Let me check out the card. And they're just sitting there, beer in hand, trying to watch some boxing, see what this card is about. And they got to wait 30 minutes because of an obvious ass punch that cost that eye. And then they're like, why are they doing this? And then they got to see that. You think that's going to make a casual fan be like, ooh, this is fun. Let me return and come to the next ESPN boxing telecast. Hell no, they're going to be like, oh, this is why I don't like boxing.
Like, on top of that, there's like college football for like half an hour.
Oh my God. Yes, we'll get into that right after this.
No.
But that's crazy, right? Like people are going to be like, what? And that's the thing. Like when I bartended in downtown LA and I would tell people, oh, I like boxing. Then every single time they would be like, well, I used to watch boxing, but it's all corrupt now. And what am I supposed to tell them? No.
Like, I don't know. It's like, damn.
You have no idea how many times. Well, see, okay, that's another thing where a lot of people say, I saw a lot of tweets where people said, this is how you know that Robert Garcia has a lot of pull in boxing. And I don't want to say that. I don't know if, I don't know. I'm just going to blame the commission because at the end of the day, they're the ones making the call. And let's look at this. Speaking of. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. Oh, I'm bringing old shit up. I'm bringing old stuff up. Okay, so let me. Robert Garcia actually threw shade at Oscar because Oscar tweeted, "Wow, production for ESPN is amazing. Let's go, baby." And how is the production amazing? Like, was he being sarcastic? And never mind. But Robert clapped back and said, "Thanks for coming to the fight to support your champ, Oscar, and to anyone from Golden Boy you sent to be here with us." Which, wow. Now, I know Oscar is not the type to lately be at the fights anyway. He doesn't go to Virgil's fights either. I think the only fights he would go to were to Canelo's, obviously, and Ryan's, which is kind of fucked up, right? Because he would even go to Ryan's Indio fights. his little events, right? At the Indio cards. So he would go to those, but he won't go to Virgil's fights. He doesn't go to Franco's fights. So definitely Robert Garcia was feeling some type of way about Oscar not being there. What are your thoughts on this, Leo?
I mean, that's really on Oscar, honestly. Cause I mean, you're speaking like all facts. Like he really does pick and choose which fights to go to. I remember it was a DAZN card like not too long ago. I actually saw him there. Like it was during quarantine, and like he was at a fight, but I can't remember which one it was.
Maybe Munguia?
It might have been no. I don't think it was Munguia's. It might have been Virgil's last fight. It might have been.
I don't remember.
But I remember him being there. But
Chris says Robert Garcia was out there planning, knowing there was no. I mean, to his defense, he did say something along the lines of, "I'm not the fighter. I'm not up there. My fighter's telling me there was headbutts. He knows what's going on in there. I don't." So he basically just backed his fighter up, like saying, "Hey, well, he told me that, so it has to be that, right?" I don't think he was like, "Oh, yes, it was headbutts." He said, "My fighter told me there was headbutts." Franco quit. He's no champion. I don't think he quit.
yeah,
I think it was up to him. I think it was the doctors who were like, "No, wait, come here," and Mora, right? Who were like, "Come here, you can't see shit." Franco, yeah. His eye was like, I remember. I mean, me and Leo were on the Discord, and we're just like, "Holy fuck!" Like his eye looks busted already.
for real. Like damn.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's quitting, you guys. I don't think he had a choice there. I don't think it was up to Franco, honestly.
No,
Not defending Franco. I'm just dead ass saying I don't think it was up to him. I don't think he was like, "Oh, I don't want to do this anymore." Yeah, hell yeah, that hurt the viewership. People are gonna be like, "The fuck."
For real.
This is what people do for fun on a Saturday. When will you come to realize boxing is a business? Did you forget about a Romero fight? Robert's fight it got robbed. But okay, what point are you trying to make here, though? I agree with you that boxing is business, but I'm just asking, what's the point? Like, are you saying that? Wait, are you saying Robert doesn't have a pull in boxing and that Franco? It was a headbutt?
I don't know. They're being a little condescending. They're acting like you don't know boxing, Lily.
Yeah, like I agree with you. Boxing is a business, but I think just go further into what you mean by that. What you mean by the second part of that. The ref had the doctor check Franco's eye. Franco didn't ask that. Yeah, he didn't quit. Saludos, boxing fan 172. Hello. The snapping left hand really swelled up his eye. People don't understand. Yeah, I mean, nothing in that round ever made me feel like, oh, headbutt. I didn't even see them again. I did not see them be like, boop. Because we can see headbutts. Mm-hmm. Headbutts are obvious. Like, we usually see them, or on the replay we'll catch them. But in this one, they do a lot where they're kind of like face to face. And that happens. Like, that's a thing. We see that shit all the time too. You know, like here, you see them kind of brush. That's the word I was looking for. Brush heads, right? Like, but they're not like fucking head, like, or teeth with Mayweather type shit. Like, that's not what this is. So I don't get the whole, it's on purpose or whatever. Oscar's too busy with that. Plus Robert didn't have access to the replay. Yeah, I don't think any of them did. I don't think anybody in the corner had access to the replay, but the people that mattered, that could make the decisions, they did. And they still made the wrong fucking one. Yeah. I agree with you completely. Robert didn't have access to so he's just like, my fighter's saying this, I gotta believe my fighter. And maybe, let's say, I'm not talking shit about Franco either, or saying like, oh, he's making excuses. Maybe to him, he did feel like it was a headbutt. Like, I'm not saying he's wrong. Maybe he's just like, oh yeah, like I felt the headbutt, or I felt his shoulder, brush my eye and it hurt. So that must mean it was that. But going back again to the punch, it was obviously the fucking punch. I see Jojo Diaz say was something about oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was because once Canelo left officially Golden Boy, Oscar wanted to tweet saying something like, oh, well, we're still gonna be with the zone promoting Virgil, and Ryan Garcia, right? And Munguia, right? He said
Yeah.
3, right?
It was like Munguia, Ryan, and
And Munguia's not even
yeah, yeah.
technically he's not Golden Boy. Munguia's with Sanford Boxing, but they just co-promote. Munguia does not belong to Golden Boy. And he could fight somewhere else and not have Golden Boy involved because he's with Sanford, which is a Mexican boxing promotion. He's with Sanford. He's not with Golden Boy. He fights on Gold because he's popular over here now, right? And that facilitates shit. But yeah, Jojo says something like, "Oh, you couldn't even put me on that list. I'm a champion," and that makes sense. He is a champion,
right?
He
Like,
beat Devin Farmer pretty goddamn impressively,
I
right?
mean, like Virgil, Ryan, and Munguia, they're not champions. Like, he should be. Like, they're good fighters. Like, I'm not gonna say they're bad, but he should be higher up on the list priority right now.
Exactly, and Franco too, because Franco at the time was a champion. I mean, he still is, but he didn't even put Franco on there either. And that's the part that I guess gets Oscar in a lot of trouble with his fighters. That he has no sense of loyalty to them. And in my opinion, again, I've always said this, Golden Boy sucks at promoting anybody that isn't Canelo, Ryan Garcia. Now Canelo's not there, so you're not gonna do that.
For real.
I'm RGB all the way, but that was no head. But yes, I mean it's okay to like a certain stable. It's okay. Like again, I love the RGBA stable. They're fucking awesome. Like Robert, there's no questions asked. He makes champions. He just does. Like he prepares champions. He is, he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame for sure. But we have eyes, right? We're allowed to just be honest. So what's next? What's the next fight? What should I be looking for? What's next, Leo?
There's Joe Joyce versus Daniel Dubois happening over in the UK on the 28th. I mean, I'm really looking for that.
I'm like whatever about that, to be honest. Joe Joyce has never impressed me. I'm gonna get hate for this, but he's like whatever to me. Honestly, I was saying they shouldn't even stop the fight. It's a championship fight. His eyes closed, and then the first time. I mean, yeah. I mean, I can see why you would say that because a lot of people have seen worse, right? We've seen worse shit happen in fights, championship fights, and the fight goes on. So I can see how you could say that. Yes, I agree. Pops 86. There's no excuses, but of course, they're going to choose their fight. They're going to back up their fighter. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was multiple jabs, in my opinion. Boxing journals. I think it was multiple jabs, not just one. Multiple. Where he was landing the jabs those whole rounds, a little bit of rounds, but he was. Let's see. Actually, let's talk about Teofimo. He's been talking a lot. Well, Teofimo has the right to talk a lot. I think so far he's been talking, but he backs it up. So, fuck it. He's backing it up, so he can talk.
Right.
I think so far I'm not gonna hold him against that because he's backing it up. So, as long as Teofimo's still backing it up, I will not mind him talking. Oscar Galoya completely left Jojo in the cold. Yeah. And again, that fucking performance against Devin Farmer was pretty good. Like I didn't think it was gonna be that easy. Jojo got a lot of my respect after that fight. Because before I was just like whatever on him. Like he's good, but to me he wasn't special. And I still don't think he's like, oh, special, but he's still pretty good. I'm like, okay, you're way better than I thought. But I know it sounds bad because it's like he's a good kid, he's a former Olympian or some shit. But he definitely did well against Devin Farmer. And of course, now there's a bunch of, he's ducking Devin Farmer. What do you think on that, Leo, that he's ducking Devin Farmer? A rematch?
Not at all. Not at all.
Didn't they have a rematch clause though?
I think they did, but I don't think he's ducking them.
Virgil put hands on. Oh, woo! I can't wait for Virgil to get a better fight that he'll shine on. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Franco not a champion. Well, he technically still is, right? Because he didn't lose that belt, right?
Yeah, but like it's not like a championship belt. Like I think I saw somebody in the comments.
It's not
I'm not
even a
sure who it
real
was.
belt. It's like
Yeah,
another one of the WBA little thing. So it's like y'all take this fucking long and do all this for one of these fucking belts that don't even matter because it's like the little
right.
red. It's like those little bullshit pancake belts that WBA loves to hand out, just like the WBC. I call it TKO and Crawford disabled. Disabled.
Yeah,
This
damn.
real quick. Did you call like the round?
It's called.
Spence Garcia. I would love to see. Well, which Garcia? Well, yeah, that's. See, I'm supposed to be going to that fight, and I'm having second thoughts because Texas COVID cases are crazy. LA COVID cases are crazy. I'm just like, fuck. I might lose my money, and I might not go because that's crazy.
Wait, do you still have the tickets to go
Yes, I have my
to
flight tickets
Toronto?
and my fucking flight tickets, so I'm just like, fuck. I have one Airbnb and everything. But they might close Texas too because they got a bunch of fucking cases too, like 400 a day or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Common on people, Franco's, I was closed. RGBA got the best outcome. Other trainer wouldn't do the same to save their fighter. Remember Maloney in the top right. I mean, of course, Bob Arum is gonna go off because Maloney's his fighter. And they're doing shit to him, like this shady ass shit to him on his network, on his home.
Right?
So
Like he's like 20 minutes. He's like, I mean, he's 20 feet away from all this.
Russell, what a shady did. Did you see when they tried to call him over to look at the tape? He shook his finger. No, no. What? I didn't see that.
Really?
I didn't see that. That's
I didn't
crazy.
see that either.
Well, that's not happening, baby. Campbell got COVID, which we can go on that if you want because I don't think
Oh,
he
really?
got COVID. I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on. Here I go. I'm gonna put on my imaginary tinfoil hat on. Boop. It's on. I don't think so. I don't think Campbell got COVID. I think it's no fucking coincidence that all of a sudden Canelo, there's rumors of Canelo fighting in December too, and Ryan wants part of that in the undercard, especially if it's going to be on the zone, because they're saying now that Caleb Plant, on PBC did not reach an agreement with Canelo over the fight, so now they moved on to Caleb Smith, and Caleb Smith, Canelo's going to fight him on the zone. Now, or maybe not on the zone, who knows? But I personally didn't think that would happen because of that. I didn't think Canelo would want to fight anybody on the zone because he just said fuck them, and I don't think he would want to give them money. However, Caleb Smith has a belt, and beating Caleb Smith will be he beats both of the Smith brothers, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, and even if it is on the zone, let's say it is on the zone, or let's say it's somewhere else. Who cares? Who cares where the fuck it is? It could be Canelo Promotions on YouTube, on Facebook Live. People still fucking tune in, right? Thing is that remember when I think I told you, Leo, when Jack Sparrow,
No, Avery.
Avery Sparrow, what did he do? Like he canceled or so he got caught by the feds, and it's like, what a coincidence! This fight is happening. All of a sudden, Canelo announces, "Oh, November 4th or November 2nd, I'm fighting Kovalev in Vegas." And all of a sudden, Ryan's fight falls off, right? They catch Avery Sparrow because he's swinging guns or some shit, slanging. Who knows what the fuck the guy was doing? But what a coincidence that the day Canelo announces that he's fighting Kovalev on November 2nd, that same day, Ryan's fight falls off.
I mean,
He doesn't want to take an opponent. Romero Duno's fighting that same card. They could have just switched Romero Duno to be his opponent, and then that Delgado kid could have fought the guy that someone else. Fuck it, or just pay him, right? Okay, that fight fell off, and Ryan was the main event, mind you. That card got sold because Ryan was the main event, and all the 15-year-old girls were ready to go there with their parents or get dropped off by their parents that night. And all of a sudden, that didn't happen, so it wasn't that crowded because now it was, just Munguia. I think it was Munguia fighting too. I think so. It's like, weird. And all of a sudden, now Canelo's, I'm fighting December 19th against somebody, and all of a sudden, Ryan's fight falls off again. No, I really, really don't. I really don't think so, but if karma exists, then it might just be bad karma on Ryan for cheating on his other baby mama with some random girl, and now that fight fell off too. Might be karma too. Fuck. I don't know.
I mean, it could have been some conspiracy stuff, some corruption, or it could have just been regular old racist police getting Sparrow. Shoot.
I mean,
That's
I
a
feel
real possibility.
like you looking for this motherfucker? He's over here. He's gonna be here, and we have him in this hotel. Like, oh, come get him. Easy as fuck. Just call the feds. I got a tip on this dude. Alex says that dude's getting show DNA test that says baby is his, but he won't look at his. He's like, if I can't read it, it ain't real. We got way many belts. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. And we got a whole new weight class now. I know that Oscar Valdez pulled out. Was looking forward to Steven. Yeah, I mean, that was also a thing with Berchel getting COVID.
Wait,
that one I do believe because people in Mexico don't even believe in COVID, or they think like regular like remedios work. Like they'll be drinking onion juice with like canela, and they think that's gonna fucking make them impervious to COVID. So yeah, like see that looked bad on Valdez because he had a whole training camp. Right, or he was in a whole training camp, and Shakur Stevenson was like, "Hey, I can fight you, balls in your court," and he kind of was just like, "That looks bad on Valdez, in my opinion." Like you're the one that has a whole camp. Stevenson hasn't had a camp; he's just staying ready, but he doesn't have a camp. You do, so technically, you would have the upper hand. So I think that one looked bad on Valdez. What do you think, Leo?
I agree. It did look bad. He could have fought Stevens. Stevenson's now fighting like Toga Khan Clary.
Yeah,
that is exciting.
He said it on the telecast. He's like, "Oh, Valdez ducked me," and I'm like, "He kind of did."
Yeah.
It's happened January. Oh, it is? I don't know. I haven't checked up on that. I've been so busy just reading all this other shit. I didn't know that. I'll look on my sources. No, I'll look on the emails. I usually get emails when shit reschedules. Bye, Alex. See you next time. Thank you for being here. Love you. Never mind. It's happening December Day will happen soon. No, I don't think so.
I mean, I heard Oscar saying like it'll get pushed back like 2 weeks on the Canelo undercard, but I don't know.
I think exactly right. Watch it be in the fucking Canelo undercard. You heard it here first. Just right about it.
I mean, at this point, it might as well be if they're gonna lie about it. It might as well. And
I'm pretty sure. I mean, Canelo. At first, I thought that he was just like faking interest in like Ryan because of the Golden Boy and Reynoso thing. No, I think he really does like the kid. So I think he would do that, and I'm pretty sure if it was up to him, he'd probably like pay out his contract with Golden Boy just to have him on his stable too. If Canelo beats Smith, then he'll real super middle. I know, yes, because fucking what's his name? What was that guy's name? The other one, Rocky Fielding.
Rocky Field.
Fielding did not count. I don't care who wants to fight me, what Canelo Stan wants to fight me. That did not count. That was a regular schmegular, cupcake belt too.
Man, I forgot all about that fight. I never see any highlights about that ever. No one ever talked about it.
I forget that fight happened.
Yeah.
I think about Canelo's career. I'm like, oh yeah, he fought Triple G twice and Jacobs. Like, I forget that he fought this dude.
Dude, that fight was hella random. I remember hearing about Rocky Fielding in some random news article where he beat like some random like fringe contender from like Germany. I think it was like Tyrone. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it was like some random. And when that fight got announced, it was so random. I was just like, this random fighter that I barely heard about. I'm
like, box rank. Like, literally, I'm like, what the fuck? But I love the Smith fight because again, Canelo already beat both of the Cotto brothers. Now imagine beating both of the Smith brothers in championship level.
Yeah,
that's awesome sauce. Like, I love that shit,
and I'm
here for it. And I want Canelo to show that by leaving the zone, he's going to give us the best fights. And this is a fucking good fight. It's not. I would have preferred Caleb Plant, of course, but Caleb Plant be making too many. He plays too much. He plays way too fucking much. Because remember when they called him last minute and he's like, "Oh no, I haven't had a train." Bitch, it's Canelo. Bitch, fight him. What the hell are you doing? That pissed me off from Caleb Plant the first time, and then now I don't know. I guess it was because of money, but they gotta understand that now the money's gonna be different because Canelo's not with a promoter anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's not. I'm not saying he doesn't have money to offer, but he's not with a promoter anymore, and the split's not gonna be the same because how many people in the street will know Caleb Plant? You know what I mean? Like they gotta put that into perspective. It's like, yes, you're a champion, my dude. No one's telling you that you're not or that you're not worth it. But do people out of Nashville know your name that are not boxing fans? You know what I mean? So I'm just like, you guys gotta. People want like a payday from fighting Canelo that's gonna like send them into happy retirement, and that's not it. Like, I mean, you're still gonna make millions, so it should make you very comfortable. Buy a fucking house and a couple cars, and you should be fine, right? Especially in Nashville. Like, how much is a house out there? Am I being a bitch right now? Probably. Fucking Nashville, bro. Like,
I think that's a little disrespectful.
I saw a tweet from Caleb Plant's wife who said like, "Oh, I secured my boyfriend or my husband. I think they're married now. I secured
What?
Jordan Plant, like the girl from PBC who's
Oh yeah, Jordan. Yeah.
yeah. I love when he proposed to her. That was so fucking cute. I love that shit. After he beat his Skategi, remember he proposed to her?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Good one.
oh, this is so awesome. Anyways, she tweeted something like, "Oh, I secured my man the PS4 or PS5 wife of the year," and someone quoted it and said, "Too bad you couldn't secure him the Canelo fight."
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, fuck, like people do not leave people alone. Like she was like just trying to brag about getting her man a PS5 and people still trolled her ass. She's so cute. I love her. Like she's great. But I thought that was so funny that someone was like, well, you couldn't secure him the Canelo fight. Deceased. Boxing Journal says predictions for Tanaka. That's gonna be a
like
fight. Are you gonna stay up? Watch that shit. I got my set.
I think I am on December 31st. I'll stay up to watch
You're gonna be up anyway, bitch.
Right? Dude, I mean, I think I'm gonna say my early prediction before I do any like I need to do more research for that fight.
Yeah,
But
I'm not doing a prediction right now. I'm not gonna make myself look foolish.
I'm gonna say Tanaka because these are two high level fighters. I saw Kazuto Ioka beat Javier Cintron
Yes,
on December 31st last year.
That was
That was
impressive.
pretty good. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Cintron won like 4 rounds.
Yeah, he did. I mean,
That's what I felt like. And that's with him like, not having a whole lot of power and just not having like a commanding jab. That's why he lost that fight. He didn't have a commanding jab.
yeah, he needs any good fighter needs to like settle themselves and like settle their dominance with a jab. It has to be there, or else you're gonna get popped all night because you're not maintaining your distance with a jab. Now, thank you for bringing this up because boxing fans, y'all need to keep up with these guys.
These guys are
they're some bomb ass fighters, and a lot of people don't watch them because of the weight class or because they're from another Asian country. No, you're missing out, like dead ass. So
like
thank people for bringing this. Like, please. I'm not gonna make a prediction. I gotta go look at more videos. Like, I'll probably do it tonight. Like, I gotta fold a bunch of clothes, so I'm gonna be folding clothes and watching. I think I'm gonna watch their fights and see how Boxing Journals. You tell us your prediction. How about that? We'll put you on the hot spot.
And speaking of Japan, did anybody see Jimmo Magramo get blasted by Junto Nakatani? Just
I don't think I saw that.
I think that was like last week.
Oh, I saw highlights. I saw some highlights.
Dude, it was all Nakatani. It was all Nakatani. Magramo barely found like any footing in the fight.
Nakatani's a shit.
Yeah.
He needs more recognition. All right, let's see. Boxing fan 172 says, does Ryan need Oscar de la Hoya? No. And I'm gonna tell you right now, he doesn't because he's his own promoter. Motherfucker got like fucking 8 million subscribers in around just on all of Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. Just in all those 4 social medias, he's got around 8 million, followers, subscribers. He will just win. Like he wins fans over. He already got a fan base. And I think he himself could just do it. And again, I think because he just recently renewed his contract with Golden Boy. Remember they talked about that lucrative deal? Like they just love to throw that word around. He got a lucrative deal, lucrative deal, lucrative deal. But I think Ryan still gets angry that he makes less money than like the other guys. Like Stevenson, Haney, they all got money. They all got similar money to Ryan, but they're fighting like whatever the fucks, you know? Like, I don't know. Caleb Plant definitely annoying. Don't get me wrong. That video he made right after Benavides got stripped made me laugh when he's just crying. Did you see that, Leo? That video, and he posted a video on Instagram just crying. When
Oh, I think I don't know. I don't think it was anything too much to look into,
that shit made me laugh.
but it was
Savage.
I don't know.
He's savage as fuck because he didn't say one word on the video. All he did was look at the camera and like blink, and like 2 tears came out. And then he put something like, I thought a fat motherfucker who lost his bell said something. And I'm just like, holy shit. He's just too much. So that's why I was expecting him to just take that fight like with Canelo, because he talked that. Oh, that would be amazing to hear him talk shit. Because Canelo won't talk shit. We know he's not like that. But Caleb Plant would, and that shit would be amazing. He would bring up all the clenbuterol shit. He would bring up everything. Caleb Plant would do that shit. He would go there, and I would love to see that. I still want to see that. Yes, both Cottos. A lot. I hate that a lot of people, when anybody talks about Canelo's good chin, they're like, "Oh, well, that Cotto's brother almost had him." Yeah, Canelo was like 19. Like what the fuck did you expect? Like this was when he was being tested and being built up. What was his name? Miguel Angel, Jose Miguel. What the fuck was his name? I know they both have like the brother, Cotto's brother. What's his name?
Oh, it was Abner. Was Abner Cotto?
No, that's his cousin.
Oh, whoops. I'm sorry.
When Canelo was 19, he fought Cotto's older brother. I think he said Jose Miguel or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
But he fought him, and he hurt Canelo. He hurt Canelo and almost had him like beat.
Yeah.
And there was still a bunch of time left in that round. And Canelo still didn't go down. And then Canelo came and knocked him out, I think, in the 9th round. But people always bring that shit up. Like, oh, Canelo don't got a good chin. He got hurt by Cotto's brother. I'm like, he was 19 years old. Like, what the fuck? Like, since then, when has he been hurt?
Yeah, that was over a decade ago.
That was like a long ass time ago. Let it go. Let's see. Jose Miguel. Yeah. So people are saying Jose Miguel. We should look at that. We should bring that up. Okay. I'm going to bring that up. Let's see if I can find it, because I want to see that. I'll probably get flagged again, but we're just enjoying our time here. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Let's try to bring it up. Okay. Let's see. Canelo versus Jose Miguel Cotto. One's called Jose Miguel Cotto and the other one Miguel Angel Cotto. I hate when moms do that shit and they give their kids like similar names. Fuck you. Just like Jermel and Jermal. Like, what, lady?
Well, then you
time with that.
You'd be hella mad at George Foreman. He named all his kids George.
No, well, yeah. I had a friend they were twins, 2 twin brothers, and one of them was named Luis Angel, and the other one Luis Alejandro. So they're both named Luis.
Oh, that's like
one's named Angel, and the other one's called one's Angel and the other one's Alex. I'm like, fuck, that's still okay. Let's play this. Okay, let's play this. When does Canelo get hurt? We'll see this. Okay, hold on. Let me share my motherfucking screen with you. Okay, let's see. Yes. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Let's share it. Let's see it. So he was. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was older here. You can see by his bald ass head, that he was older. But yeah, like he was catching Canelo with some good shit right there. Can you guys see it?
Right there.
So see, look at Canelo was hurted. Canelo was hurted.
He was so stationary, damn.
Like he was definitely like fucking Canelo up. I'm not gonna lie. Look at that shit. And it was still like
First round, like halfway through. Sheesh.
he was hurting Canelo, bro. Let's see what else he was doing. Look it. Bam! Bro, who's gonna be the first person to hurt Canelo again?
Damn, I don't even know.
Who's gonna be that guy?
He's taken some good shots from Triple G.
Yeah.
Shit.
Who's gonna be like the first guy to like, drop Canelo? I wanna know. I wanna say like he dropped him there. Like,
Man, if Canelo went down in any of his fights, that would be like huge news.
yes. Dude, I thought
No.
Crawford was at least gonna sit him down on his ass. I thought Triple G was at least gonna sit him down on his ass too. And then when he didn't, I'm like, okay, maybe Kovalev will like sit him down on his ass. I'm not saying like knock him the fuck out. I'm not saying like, like just knock him the fuck out cold. But I thought, they'd give him a little wham bam right into the clam, right? Like just bam, he's on his ass. Or like a little knee type of thing, like Porter did against Pence.
Or even like stunned. Even like slightly buzzed.
Like something he has to like hold to survive, Anybody in the comments who y'all think is gonna be the first guy to give Canelo that work? To give Canelo that little stanky leg.
Right. Like yeah.
Who's gonna give I think that's where he stops though. Who's gonna give Canelo the stanky leg at least? I think this is where he I think it's the 9th where he like, oh well, it was only 10-round fight. But I think that's where Canelo just like folds him forward.
I mean, he was only like 19 in this.
He was 19 years old, yeah. Yeah, look at how he was just landing those straight jabs, like bam.
Wait, when did he fight his first 12-round fight?
His first world title?
No, his first 12-round fight.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll look that up.
We'll probably look that up. Yeah, see, they stopped it. Look at his face. He's so little.
Yeah, dude.
He was so tiny. All right, let's get back to the comments here. I ain't really big on Betcha. He's been good fighting pedestrians. I had never seen anybody refer to fighters as pedestrians. That's a nice one. That's a good word. Pedestrians. I love Berchelt. I love him. I'm sorry. I love Berchelt. I'm biased. I don't know. I love him. So I'm gonna say about that. Canelo Smith are 2 best at 168. You don't think Plan is good, Troy?
What about Benavidez?
Benavidez too. I mean, yeah, he's gotten derailed a little bit here and there because of his bullshit, but he's still pretty fucking good. I will say this shit though, and I think I talked privately with you, Leo, about my issues with Benavidez. Had I told you before when I went to his camp?
I think you have.
But my problem with him in the ring is that sometimes he's too robotic. Like he'll come forward just doing this, and then he puts his hands down too much. Like I don't like that. Eventually, he's not gonna have the liberty to be taking those liberties. Like he shouldn't be doing that. There's 4 Smith brothers. Oh shit! I didn't know that. Dominic.
Yeah. Andre Ward did beat one of them, Paul.
You knew that? I did not.
I did. Yeah.
Andre Ward battered Paul against fight. What? I didn't know that was our brother.
Steven.
What? Holy shit! I did not know this. Dominic, you're the real MVP. I didn't know those were there's so many Smith people that I didn't know that was like them.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were all related. I just knew the Smith that fought Munguia and Canelo and the Smith that's about to fight Canelo. I knew they were brothers. Regis Progrerius just thought I died. Okay, you know what? Since you summoned it, I'm gonna play it because this is my favorite. It's happening.
He beat the Russian kid. Adongo just got knocked out by Regis Progrerius. Later than he did Terrence Crawford. So now it's somebody else.
I just love that. I want that to be my ringtone. Adongo just got knocked out by Regis Progrerius. Later than he did Terrence Crawford. I love his attitude. He's so like sassy. So name somebody else.
Yeah, so name somebody else.
Somebody else. For real, the low weight class get no loss, which is yes, bro. Like, yo, okay. This got me. Leo, did Chocolatito fight last night?
Last night.
I thought I kept seeing some like recap about Chocolatito this, Chocolatito that on the ESPN knockout. Was that just a recap or what the fuck was that?
What do you mean? When they were talking about when he fought
I just kept seeing
I forgot his
Chocolatito
name.
being brought up, and I'm like, who the fuck? Let me look it up.
When he fought on the card with Estrada, they weren't talking about that. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Were
he
they talking about
fought
that
that time. Oh fuck! I looked up Chocolatito on Twitter, and it's like fucking chocolate.
Exactly.
Never mind. But then as like I kept seeing people talking about Chocolatito last night, and I'm like, why are they talking about Chocolatito?
I didn't see any of that. Damn. Our TLs are different.
No, fuck. I don't know. I thought I saw it, but maybe I'm just tripping. I was drinking.
I hear nothing about Channel Tito yesterday.
I was maybe just hallucinating the whole thing. Forgot I said anything. No, maybe not. Yeah, I'm just high. Sorry. Yes. Oh fuck! I lost the comments. Okay, I want to see Nakatani versus Julius.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
that was smack.
I'm down for that.
Moist. Take that sweater off. Don't get dirty. Jose Miguel, yes, Jose Miguel. Benavides, yes. He just keeps fucking up, but you can't take his skill away from him. Kind of look at a chip real, but big old head, he can take no shit. Yeah, he eats left hook. Benavides is the best. Yeah, that was Jose Miguel. Okay. You never seen that? Well, now you seen it. Yeah, Canelo got rocked. Canelo was getting popped.
That was like the only time too.
He ate Daniel. Yeah, he did. That Daniel, I think that's the fight that made me be like, okay, I'm not gonna be that harsh on Canelo. Because I was a bitch to Canelo before. I was like, man, fuck you. Like I was mad. I was tired of his patchway shit. I think he did well against Triple G. The second time I was like, ooh, that was pretty nice. But I still wasn't fully like convinced to be like on the pro Canelo side. After the Jacobs fight, I'm not gonna lie, that's when I was like, okay, Canelo, I fuck with you. Like that was a good fight. Charlo will make him do the okay. I mean, I would love to see it. I would love to see that fight.
I love to do that too.
Do you think Charlo could hurt him like that? I don't think so because I don't know. I think it would be like a great fight up to like the 8th or 9th or 10th, and then Canelo sleeps him. Not sleeps him, but like it stopped. That's just me though. I don't know. What do you think?
Shoot. I mean, I think Canelo beats him. I think Charlo would be getting countered. With the boxer he is.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the 154 Charlo is the better Charlo. Canelo took good now. He rolls punches. Yeah. I think Canelo learned so much from that Floyd defeat that if he had not had lost that fight or done that fight, he would not be who he is today. Dead ass. Canelo learned so much from his loss to Floyd. He would not be who he is today without losing to Floyd. Dead ass. I don't think Bivol will wobble him. Bivol's a small 175. To me, Bivol should go down to 168 and kick ass there.
I think better be cool wobble him.
Bivol also don't got that power. Bivol don't got that power.
Better be
Smith.
Did I say Bivol?
What was his name?
Better be
the guy that's like a WBA regular champion too. What's Pascal? Bivol didn't do shit to him. Bivol didn't do shit to that Puerto Rican kid not Puerto Rican, Dominican kid that he just fought too. What's his name? Bivol don't got that schmuck. He don't got those heavy ass hands. That's why I think he should go down to 168. But at the same time, maybe he would, because he's just a bigger guy. He just got an awkward ass style. I love Bivol. He got some awkward ass style that I think Canelo would not do well against. I'm more worried with Bivol. Canelo would not adapt that fast, if at all, to Bivol's awkward ass style. He's awkward as hell. He's like Fury, but like not that, weird. He's got a weird ass style, Bivol. Berdapiev would sleep Canelo, I feel like. You saw what he did to my boy Volsdick? That fight was like fight of the year contender for me. That shit hurted because I love both Berdapiev and Yeah, Bertobiev to forward. I mean, that's true, and we know that Bertobiev has been down before.
Twice.
Bertobiev has been down before too. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a good fight, but I just hate, and I'm not gonna get hate for this, but I fucking hate that whenever people are like, "Oh, Canelo should," oh, but he won't fight Bertobiev though. Like, Canelo can fight so many people. That would be amazing fights. Why you gotta fight Bertobiev? You guys just say you want to see Canelo get slept and go on about your day. Just say that. Just say I want to see Canelo get fucked up, folded, chocolatito style against Rung Beside type shit. Just say that. And that's why I want him to fight Bertobiev. Just say that. But to like discredit anybody else Canelo picks just because you're like, oh, but he won't fight Bertobiev though. That's just corny. But I would love to see it. Even if Canelo gets folded. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I said I'm pro Canelo now because of the Jacobs fight, but I still want to see him get folded. Like it'll be funny. It'll be major. But again, like let's say if he does get folded by Bertobiev, it's not something like we wouldn't expect. Like we would be like, okay, well we knew that was gonna happen. Has to be someone catching him at the end of his career. Yeah, I don't think it happens anytime soon either, unless he fights
years from now.
And I don't think Canelo's gonna be the type to like retire late. I think he's gonna retire like in his mid-30s. Looks like
Yeah, he was young.
tiny, bro. Sus pecas. Feels like Benavides could flash. Yeah, I agree. I think there's more people that can flash knock down Canelo than really knock him out. Benavides can flash knock. I thought Triple G was gonna flash knock him down or Kovalev. You know. Would love to see. Yeah. Oh, you guys talking with my bad. Yeah, talking to each other. Would you be impressed with Spence Garcia? Yes, fuck yeah, I would because Garcia's never been stopped. Garcia's never been stopped.
Yeah, like why wouldn't we be impressed?
You'd be like, and that would look amazing now that because he did that, you know, because we're all like on a Crawford high right now. We're all on a Crawford high. Next month we can be. Because if it's like anything like Spence Porter, we're just gonna be like, well, that was a good fight. That was a bomb fight. But we're not gonna be like, wow, Spence, amazing. We're just gonna be like, okay, cool. He did that. You know, he took care of that. Cool. Nice. But if he stops him, that'd be lit. That'd be lit. Especially if I'm in Vegas, in Texas, I'd be like taking
that
shots.
would give him so much momentum, and then after his accident, after all the time off.
Especially if it's after his accident. That'd be lit. Damn, I'm way behind in the comments. I tried to watch this, but last fight I had to walk. Oh yeah, but the one in the bubble.
Yeah, the one in like Mexico City where he was just like.
Yeah, that was not the best thing. No worries, we all do it. We just Oh my god, I'm so bad in the comments. I am so sorry.
Yeah, we're not that behind.
I have that. Yeah, I have that on command.
Video. You brought that up so quick, man.
Bro.
He beat the Russian kid. Adango just got knocked out by Reese Gregarious later than he did Terrence Crawford. So now it's somebody else.
That's on like I love that shit. That's my favorite video of all time.
Yeah, that was your Twitter. That was your Twitter name for like a long time.
No, you know what? My favorite thing was when Spence was drunk and he was getting interviewed.
Oh yeah.
He's like, in 2015, he beat me. He's like, I was born in 1990. At 2015, I was 15 years old. I'm like, no, walk away. You're drunk. I was born in 1990. In 2015, I was 15 years old. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you saying right now? In 2015, I was 50 years old.
Right?
Yeah, we waited long enough. I think people are going to be taking a lot of fights because it's like they're going to be taking a lot of warm-up fights, you know? Some little, what do they call them? What kind of fights? I forgot. Tune-ups, yeah. People call them tune-ups. They're going to be taking tune-ups because they've also been, you know, kind of rusty with COVID. Did you see Spence top pound? He got Canelo, Chocolatito. What?
Where's Inoue?
I know.
Inoue would be Chocolatito.
I love that he put himself right before Crawford and that he added Clarissa Shields in there. That's nice.
Yeah, I wonder what Clarissa thought.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice, thoughtful thing to do.
That is true.
But like, what? Chocolatito's good, but like, what? He's crazy. Did you see that Tyson Must horror the trilogy?
Yeah, we still got to see what's gonna happen about
I
that.
meant horror. I'm sorry. Did you see that Tyson? I mean, yes, because it was in the contract. So if it's in the contract, they kind of got to do it. Wilder just committed like social suicide with all the shit he's been doing, though.
Dude,
He's
yeah,
been
that was
saying that he got cheated. I think he watched too many of those videos where like the pro PBC people make, or you know what shows I'm talking about? Like, what do they call
yeah.
it? They have a YouTube group too. I forgot what the fuck they're called. But I think he watched too many of their videos. Almost like they're on to something here, and they like started to say shit.
I don't know. He was bringing up like I think some of those photos were like seriously photoshopped.
Yeah, and that's what I'm like, bro. Check your sources, please. Like, don't just listen to these randoms on YouTube. Hablo try to flatline, can I leave the flatline, bruh? I'm saying like Chocolatito with, or no, or like Charlo did with Rosario type shit. Oh no, never mind. That was scary. Let's never see that again, please. That's Barrera. Oh yeah, he saw Barrera. The Cuban kid, right? At 160, 175, right?
Yeah, Sullivan, man, that dude's own way calling him a kid.
He reminds me because I just remember him because he has the same name as that Monsters Inc. guy. Hello, Sullivan. Welcome to Xicana Boxing. Yeah, I think he would outbox him, but not KO him. He's just thank you. Sometimes.
I mean, I'd be surprised if Lily didn't know boxing.
Yeah, no, I do. See, I do. I get hate messages here and there, but I do.
That's whack. Gotta call him out.
Brady B was one of those dudes that fights don't actually start until after fight. Yeah. I then I do because of no. I love Berta B. He is crazy pants. Like he does crazy stuff up there. Like he has power too. Tiene pinches manos de cemento ese güey. Because I thought if anybody could beat him was Vosdick, and you saw how that went. Like that was crazy. I don't think anybody else has the power to do that. Maybe a Kovalev back like 2-3 years ago, like 3 years ago, but Kovalev's not the same anymore. So, and at the time, Berta B, I don't think he was champion yet. So I don't know. You guys also got to keep in mind that no one that we know now beat Berta Biev in the amateurs. No one. Bozdik lost to Berta Biev twice in the amateurs. Bivol lost to Berta Biev in the amateurs. Kovalev lost like 4 times to Berta Biev in the amateurs. No one's that we know in professional boxing right now has beat Berta Biev in the amateurs. And they don't beat him right now either. So you gotta keep that shit in mind. I would have loved to see Kovalev against him, but now Kovalev is like this little fucking weirdo, and I don't like him, so he ain't gonna do shit. Thoughts on Wilder? Oh, you want to do this, Leo? Your thoughts on Wilder's conspiracy theories? I'm telling you, I think he just watched a bunch of the videos from that group from YouTube. What do they call, Leo? Do you know? I forgot.
It's LBC. You're referring to Lions Den Boxing Community.
Lions Den Boxing Community. Okay, that. They always argue like against Fury, so I feel like someone sent Wilder one of their videos, and he's like, "Oh, yes, this is exactly what I need." But dude, he would get so much more respect if he were to come out and be like, "Yes, I lost. Yes, I should have done better. I'm gonna go take it back to fundamentals and train with my team, and we're gonna come back stronger at their fight." That's all he had to do.
And then on top of that, he let go of Mark Brellan. He fired him.
Yes, like he's blaming everybody but himself. He said like, "Oh yes, my trainer," or "Oh this." He even said that his trainer put something like muscle relaxers in his water.
Yeah.
Like, please, like, log off.
And it's not even like
me off. That pisses me off because it's like, bro. No offense to the PBC people, but if the PBC people are his PR team, message him and get him the fuck away from his phone. Like, if he has PR people, I assume it's the PBC people. Why don't they do something? Why don't they take his fucking phone away? Because that can't be good. You can't even sell his fights anymore with him and other people because he's talking like this. If he has a PR team, they should be doing their job and taking that phone away, suspending his Twitter account. They should not be doing that. He's literally blaming his trainer for putting muscle relaxers in his water. That is insane.
Like these are like some serious things too. Like
They're
you can't
serious
just like
accusations.
you can't just like
Yeah, you can't just say that. You're ruining someone else's reputation.
yeah.
When you just lost, and it's okay, just say that. And I know, don't get me wrong, I know there's a lot of people who bring up Fury's other cases with him, being suspected of cheating. And I can understand that. I can understand the question mark, or I can see the validity behind making certain questions, right? Questioning certain things. But bro, he lost the first fight too. He lost every
Yeah.
round he didn't knock Fury down in. So I don't know. I don't think he should have been doing all that, honestly.
Yeah, he's finding it so difficult to just like say like, okay, I need to look at what I did wrong and I need to fix it.
But never did he did that. Not once. First he was saying it's the suit.
Yeah, and then like the excuses he's making isn't it like any like personal excuses. Like sometimes people like make excuses and be like, yeah, but like I
Shoulder.
started to feed myself or something like that. Like something like that.
My
But
hands.
he's not even saying that. He's not even saying that.
Mm-mm.
He's like it's all like from like besides himself.
Yeah, let's see. Boxing Nerd says most of your pound is garbage, man. I swear to God, I have compared with a dozen people and it's not that damn near the same. I have it 1 to 10. Canelo, Inoue, Bud, Usyk, Lopez, Estrada, Loma, Spence, Taylor, and Mel Charlo. I don't like to do pound for pound lists because they're very subjective. Like they're very, very subjective. I don't care for them. I've had several people with their own publications reach out to me and be like, "Hey, would you like to contribute to our pound for pound list?" And no offense, no, I don't because it's subjective, and I don't like pound for pound lists. Like it's subjective as fuck, and I don't care. Like you can have Canelo, Inoue, Crawford, all in the top three, whatever before Loma, in whatever order you want to put them in. And you could be right. You can be making the right choices to why someone deserves to be pound for pound while also making shit claims why they should be pound for pound. Because people are going to counter that. Right? You can have Canelo pound for pound that could be like, hey, but a bunch of his fights were at catch weights, a bunch of, it's all sorts of excuses, computer, whatever. He's fought everybody when they were old. I hate that argument, but people always make that. Or you could put Inoue. To me, Inoue should be top three, and people are like, no, because he hasn't fought anybody. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like
But
fighting.
that's because they're just not following those weights, dude.
Yeah.
Like Payano, Rodriguez, heck, even
But
what was that? I forgot the British fighter
a
first fought at 118.
lot of bad stuff when he went the distance with Nonito Donaire. But fuck you, it's Nonito Donaire. Like, don't get me wrong, I also expected Nonito Donaire to get slapped and hurt. But if it was somebody who was gonna give him a fight, it was going to be the veteran Nonito Donaire. Like, I don't know what the fuck you guys want. Like, Nonito Donaire's a shit. And also, let's be honest, Nonito Donaire's been at higher weight classes already. So he also had that, that conditioning of knowing that he's gonna go with someone who, when he's already been in higher weight classes. So to me, you could put Canelo, Bud Crawford, and Inoue at the top three in any fucking order, and they would still be cool by me. I always loved Usyk, so I would have them up there. But now, maybe not so much because, again, now he's a heavyweight, and to me, it's like the Crawford thing. Yes, I love Usyk, and yes, he did amazing shit at cruiserweight, but he's not a cruiserweight anymore. How long are we going to give him merits for his cruiserweight shit? And that doesn't make him any less of a badass fucking boxing machine. Like he puts on clinics. Like even if he gets knocked the fuck out of heavyweight, it's not gonna take anything away from his fucking boxing ability or anything he did at but we can't give him merits for that forever. Same with Triple G. I personally wouldn't have Triple G in my top 10 anymore. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't. And I see some people do because it's subjective, right? It's subjective because people still think, oh, well, he beat Canelo both times, and they can argue that he did, and that's fine. They can have valid points as to why they think Triple G beat Canelo twice. But in his last 3 fights, he didn't look so well. He didn't look amazing bones, right? He was just fine. He did what he was supposed to do. Do we put people in the top pound per pound because of what they're supposed to do against, certain opposition? No, we don't. So again, pound per pound lists are subjective as fuck, and I don't like doing pound per pound lists. People do the most, and it's subjective as fuck. So I don't like doing those. Not my thing. What's up? What's the streets created? ¿Cómo estás? Man, while they're killing, I'm his favorite. Aw, He's your favorite fighter. I think I'm disbelieving how he lost in Anaya when he. I mean, yeah. I think we were all in disbelief. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? I had like three of them. I was drunk, so I was like, am I seeing this or am I drunk as fuck right now? Like, what the hell's happening? It was crazy. But Wilder, I can see why Wilder's someone's favorite fighter, especially up to that. His knockouts were amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
Those videos I know because yeah, like Wilder's knockouts are literally the definition of highlight reel boxing, like highlights. He does like he just did the most. Like he was that guy that had that neutralizing power.
yeah, and you're right, Chris H, because Wilder's had like a history of like looking at those videos and taking points that the YouTubers make and putting them in interviews.
Okay, see, so Aaron says the photos are not Photoshop; it's in video. Tyson's gloves look tampered. Can we agree that we saw the video where Tyson's sparring partner shows? Oh yeah, remember that Leo, the sparring partner? He like showed everybody how they had like no cushion.
Yeah.
See, and again, that's valid, right? I think, but there's a way to insinuate things and say, be like, well, but like to full on come out with those accusations, it's crazy. And you can give accusations again to Fury, but when he starts saying shit about his own trainer, that's what, like, I think sends it into another direction, especially when he was already making other excuses. Because his first initial excuse was the suit. So once you said the suit and you blame your trainer and then you say this, now it just seems like you're just looking for excuses. And again, I'm not saying that like, oh, I disagree. I probably have to do more research into this, but as bad as it sounds, it's not something that I'd like to do research on because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. It's crazy though. I do remember that video. You're right. Hello, Southern. Let's see. Tyson could have bypassed the commission. It's been done by many times before. Yeah, people like Teddy Atlas and Joe Rogan. I don't listen to Joe Rogan. No offense to anybody who listens to him, but I think that's a toxic personality trait. If anybody tells me to listen to Joe Rogan, I don't want to be their friend.
Yeah. I wouldn't go to Joe Rogan for my boxing
Personality traits.
boxing talk.
But I don't know. I mean, what do you think? I mean, don't get me wrong. This is something that I can see why people are like, no, like this is serious and people need to look into it. But again, then take it with Fury and hopefully his next opponents are more cautious and they try to bring in the commission in there just to see if there's some validity to any of this. But when you go and like talk shit about your trainer and everything else, I think that's what discredits anything else that can be valid for him to say. Because now it doesn't make sense because he's just saying weird shit. You're right. People put Fury, Triple G, Davis in a list, which is supposed to mean, but yeah. See, I know that people. I mean, I love Davis's performance against Leo, but I'm not gonna put him in the top 10 for that. Like we expected that. That's exactly what we expected. Was it more impressive than I thought it would be? Yes, it was. I loved it. Yes, I did. But I'm not going to just be like, oh, that means he's top 5 pound. No, he did that. Like he was. No, he's supposed to do more. Usyk ain't pound no more. He's a heavyweight now. Guys below. See, okay, so that's the thing, though. Now, replace Usyk with Crawford and heavyweight or welterweight, and tell me what you think. Because there's people who love to use this argument, but then still have Crawford as pound for pound welterweight. I'm not saying don't have Crawford. I do have Crawford in my imaginary top 10 and top 3 even. But then when people use this argument, then it's like, wait a minute. If you just put Crawford instead of Usyk and instead of heavyweight, welterweight, now what do you got? Food for thought. Okay, let me read the last of the comments because we've been here for over an hour and a half. Aldo has more lives. Oh! And oop. Isn't wrong, but you're explaining this. Ooh. You guys are talking to each other. He doesn't just complexly leave the pound pie, doesn't drop slowly down because he hasn't done anything. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. They're both slowly slipping down as fighting. Yeah, like Triple G. I'm not saying don't have him, but just don't have him that high. And I'm pretty sure there's like other fighters that should be into like people that for example, people that have Triple G up, but they don't have Estrada. To me, I'm like fuck you. Even though Estrada got dropped by Cuadras just now, but. Still, that was my argument before that. Maybe for you, but I never had anybody put heavyweight with the puck. Maybe for you, but I've never had.
He's talking about he's never seen anybody put a heavyweight.
Yeah, I think maybe because
Oh
they're.
no, Dickie, Alex hasn't. Alex hasn't put a heavyweight in the pound for pound.
Is it because they have like their own shit going on? But that's true. Like I know they had like Anthony Joshua up in there, but like other than that, yeah, why is that? It's more than just the chaos for Waller. He's crazy, loves his attitude, and loves his people. That man embraces his blackness, and I love it. I mean, yeah, of course. To this day, I think I have that audio. Let me see if I can find it. To this day. I think I have it.
To this day. To this day.
Day.
To this day.
To
How do
this
you pull these up so quick?
because I have them on my machine.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna show you guys my setup.
yeah, actually, that's pretty cool.
I have my like.
To this day. To this day. To this day.
And then I have another one. Okay, then I have.
Shit, don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking
I
about,
love that
man.
one. Ain't nobody believe in Google. Go Google that shit.
Shit, don't everybody believe in Google?
Ain't nobody
Go
believe in
Google
Google.
that shit. See what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, man.
Go Google that shit, man. And then I have. Oh my god, do you guys hear that? I hope you don't hear that. My son's peeing and it's like so loud.
I can't hear that.
Okay, thank God. Okay, and I have this one.
What did you think about the fight?
I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. But let me
That's
talk
just
something.
being like my
Let me
ringtone.
let y'all know. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. I beat him. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Everybody out there know I beat him. 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 I beat him.
I did this for the
I beat him. I beat him. I beat him. I beat him. I want to thank.
That is my favorite. Anyway, let's see.
Bro.
Vlad was top. Yeah, but that's the shit. It doesn't work like that for anybody but me, but just told you it works like that for me. So name somebody else. None of the heavyweights can be power because none of them make each other's good enough. Heavyweights are not. Oh Lord, see that's a whole like conversation to have for another day about how the heavyweights now don't like reach the capacity and greatness of the heavyweights back in like the 70s and shit. But that's a whole ass fucking like conversation. Broner was robbed.
Robbed? You mean like literally robbed? Like they robbed his money?
They robbed his money.
I don't know. I don't think Django Star is referring to no fight.
He's trolling. He's trolling. Let's before we leave, I do want to talk about one last thing. Oh, and before we're talking about the fights coming up, but Joshua Greer. What are your thoughts on him?
Greer's been lacking. He's been lacking. I mean, planning a fight that showed like a whole. He had like I think it was a left hook that he got dropped by twice.
In the last fight?
Plania?
In his
Before yesterday. Yeah,
last
I mean, Plania. I don't know. Greer's been lacking, and then he fought to a draw last night. I didn't even watch the fight, but that's just not.
Oh, I did. It was whatever. I was not paying attention. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I wanted to bring it up so people could tell me what the fuck happened.
I'm not even sure who he was fighting. It was
It was
Edwin
like in the
Rodriguez.
background. I wasn't really paying attention. What do you guys think about Greer? Ooh, y'all crazy.
Damn.
Y'all talking shit. Okay, with Greer, see, I'm gonna say why I don't like Greer, and this is more just of a personal thing. Back when I used to see Greer come to Legends to spar,
Yeah.
I told you about this. He was so fucking rude, and he was cocky. And the thing is that like every gym I've gone to when they're sparring, they're very grateful with each other, the fighters, that there's sparring going on, and they thank each other for sparring with each other, and they take pictures and they say thank you for helping me in my camp, and the other one says thank you for helping me in my camp. But Greer was so fucking disrespectful to everybody he sparred at Legends, and then he would be like Broner, like he would act just like Broner acts. He would like be super like haha, you're not hurting me, like it's just sparring. You're not there to like win. This isn't a fight. You're just sparring. And he would be so disrespectful to everybody he sparred. But when he was sparring Oscar Negrete, which is the guy that lost to Joshua Franco a couple times and then drew. It was like a draw twice, right? And he lost once, I think. Um, he had a really good fight with Joshua Franco, and then he lost to what's his name, Ray Vargas. So Joshua Franco's a super bantamweight from Golden Boy, Colombian kid, and he was sparring Greer, and he was catching Greer with everything. He was schooling the fuck out of Greer, and the thing is that poor Oscar Negrete, he has no pop behind his punches, zero. Like that kid has no power. He can't even beat a fly up. Like he has no power, and he was still catching Greer with everything. And Greer was doing that whole little haha, nope type of thing, and it got to the point where he kept like trying to hit Negrete under the like belt line and just being disrespectful like that to where Negrete's manager started talking shit to Joshua Greer's trainer and they all started fighting and they're like, you better get the fuck out of the gym if you're gonna act like this. And Greer's trainer had to apologize for Greer's behavior. And they basically told him, like, if you're gonna be acting like this, you can't be sparring here with us. You can't get sparring with us. If you're gonna come in here, you're gonna be disrespectful as fuck. Because he was being disrespectful as fuck. And he would even bring his pillow to the gym. Like, what the hell are you doing? This isn't a fight. And why are you bringing a pillow? You haven't knocked anybody out in a while. Like, what the heck? And this was a while back. This was like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. So that's why I don't like Joshua Greer. But I still thought that, oh, maybe he'll do something. But then he got like, he lost and then he like a draw, like, I don't know. In the most respectful way. I watched it. Yeah, I didn't watch it. No offense. It was in the background, but I wasn't like really paying attention or scoring. Throw the best power to win there with AJ or Fury. Watch how that plays out. You know how it plays out, Bucko. What are you talking about? Y'all still talking shit to each other?
Yeah, and I think they're still talking about pound for pound.
You're still talking about pounds? Anyway, let's review what we got coming up so that we can get the fuck out of here because we've been here. So we got November 19th. Is that next weekend?
What happened?
Okay, so we got November 19th in LA. Foster versus Roman, 10 rounds.
Oh, Jackie Foster. Dude, that guy, I'm telling you, watch out for him.
Yeah, so that's going to be a good one. And that's NBC Sports Network.
Hey, we should have Jackie Foster on this.
We have William Cepeda. I know, I might reach out. William Cepeda versus Roberto Ramirez as well. And that's the only two fights they list. And then we have November 20th in Miami, Florida. Melvin Lopez versus Brandon Leon Benitez. I don't know that. I don't know those people. And there's like a bunch of fights that day, but I don't know.
There's a Jacobs Morado fight.
Got anything going on next week? Not really, huh?
Next week? No, not really.
Not really.
Not even across all the networks.
No, we don't. See, this is shit that pisses me off. Like, y'all want to have this fucking good fights all in the same day and the same time where we have to have two TVs on, but then no one's gonna make fights when like this fucking weekend there's no fights. I mean, there's these, but like it's just like fights that we don't really are familiar with, right? So yeah, Friday the 20th and 21st is the 19th. What is that? Thursday? No, that's a Friday. And then yeah, the 20th we got. It doesn't even say what network is on. It just says November 20th, Miami, Florida. It doesn't even say where we can watch. November 21st in London, The Zone. Connor Ben versus Sebastian Formella. What? Formella? I never heard of that.
Formella. Oh, yeah.
And Chris William Smith versus Delon Juma at cruiserweight, British cruiserweight, for the vacant British cruiserweight title. And then Alan Babic versus to be announced. So not the best weekend. If you got any plans to execute, some people that you haven't talked to for long, maybe this is your weekend to do that. Just like Dan Rafael, every time there's no fights, he tweets, no fights this weekend, call your mom. That's how I feel about. That's dead ass this weekend. I'm gonna hang out with my friends and be like, this is the weekend you get on with me. And then after that, it's back to just not seeing me for it.
Hell yeah.
That's why I'm glad I got a 9 to 5 because I can watch boxing. Like if I went back to bartending and serving, I would still be like missing fights. And no, I don't want to do that. You can see my tweets clowning Greer every super.
Even in his wins.
All right, yeah, I know. Oh, you guys are still fighting. All right. Anyways, we'll see you guys next time. You guys be good. There's probably not gonna be anything going on next week. So I don't think I'm gonna go live because who the fuck cares about next fights? Do you care, Leo?
Hmm?
Do you think anybody would care if I made a video about next weekend's fights? No.
What? No.
No. No. So this is probably it until next weekend, which would be like fight week for what? Oh, the Mike Tyson shit, right?
That's next weekend.
Yeah, exactly. So we will be. I'll come back for that. Until then, let me.
Wait, hold on. Give a prediction real quick for that.
You're right.
Before we go.
Prediction for Mike Tyson and
Yeah, Roy Jones.
no, don't make me do that.
Why not? What's so bad about that?
Because I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna go like fucking ape shit on each other. I think it's just like they're gonna go like whatever. Do you
No,
think
that's you're disrespecting them right there. They were talking about how this is a real fight. They were telling all interviews, they're like, this is a real fight, guys. Don't treat this as no exhibition.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
You sure? You need to tell Mike Tyson that. You need to be like, bro, I know you're saying it's a real fight. I know you're taking this seriously. I know you've been training, but like, I don't think you're gonna do.
I would pick Mike Tyson just because he always posts videos of being like in the gym and shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen Roy Jones videos too, but like to me, Roy Jones just looks like he's gonna be there too stationary. He's gonna get knocked out.
Who? Roy Jones?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's not the same Roy
I didn't realize that actually.
back then, like super fucking slick and shit. So yeah, Daniel says they're both said they're gonna go after it. Oof! I got Mike Tyson.
Okay, see, there we go. We're prediction. We got a prediction.
I got Mike Tyson. Who you got?
Mike Tyson.
Okay, everybody, who you got before we leave? Drop your thoughts on that fight because I probably won't do anything this week because again, who the fuck cares? No offense, but who the fuck cares about the fights this weekend? So I probably won't do anything this next week. But yeah, drop your thoughts. What do you think before we go? Before we go, drop your thoughts. What up, Claudio? We're leaving. I'm sorry.
Damn.
There's a bunch of comments being hidden. Okay, so Chris H says, yes, Greer's very cocky. I don't even know the dude, but you can tell he's like that. I was so happy he lost dude's things. Boxing Journal says, that's literally you guys still talking shit. Never mind. That's Alex says, hey, take it easy. See you next time. I hope Roy don't get. Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah, I
either.
hope
He does. Alex, take care. Thank you. Daniel says slickness and speed, Fazy for power, taking Tyson. Woo! All right. I think we're all taking Tyson for the most part. You guys be good. We'll see. I might make a recap video when my kids go to sleep, just like a quick one, like, oh hey, Crawford did this to Brook. Here's the video. And I might put it, but most of the we just talked about it here. Sorry, Claudio. I'm so sorry. I need to get better about posting when I'm gonna go on, but I don't do that. I need to do that. I need to be better about posting when I'm going to go on and like in advance because we usually do either Monday or Sunday. But last Monday, like my stream looked like I was a fucking Roblox person. Like it was like it was filmed with a fucking microwave. I don't know what was going on that day with my internet or with the streaming service. I think it was a streaming service because when I tried to go live on YouTube by itself, it was normal. The picture was okay. But it was StreamYard was like fucking everything up. So I'm sorry.
Interesting.
But I'm glad it worked today because I can see us in the YouTube screen and it's fine. Like we're not looking crazy. So I do appreciate that. And I appreciate you, Leo, coming on and being here with me because it's always less awkward when I have another person here to talk to.
Yeah, I mean it's fun.
So we'll see you guys next time, not next week because who the fuck cares again. But thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see y'all next time. Be good, and you guys can always follow us down there. Our ads are down there. Billy Ho Saunders on Instagram. Oh shit, I changed my Twitter name. Let me change that. I changed my Twitter name to just Lily Ho Saunders, kind of like Billy Ho Saunders, but that's too long for Twitter. Billy Ho Saunders, they have like a limit.
But like just one character?
With like one L, and I think that's stupid, so I don't want to do that.
Damn.
I just put Lily Ho Saunders because what's her name? Laura told me that. She's like, just put that. I'm like, oh, you're right. So Billy Ho Saunders on Instagram, Lily Ho Saunders on Twitter, and then mariachi L_mariachi_ on Twitter for Leo. So
You got 2 underscores in the
Leo, what do
thing.
you prefer, Leo or Leo? I say both, like interchangeably.
I like it when it's interchangeable.
Okay, cool.
It's fresh.
Leo. Just follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and just drop any questions, whatever. We'll answer. You guys have a good night. See y'all later. Bye.